My next guest has got a huge opportunity coming up here against Hilarie Rose. Cage Titan 71, going to be fighting for a title. This is a big one here. May 24th. It's Ariana Melendez joining me here on the program. Ari, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to talk about this fight. I know everyone's excited about this one. Some hardware, like I mentioned, for the strawweight title. This is your first time fighting for Cage Titans, I think, since 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So tell me how this all came together with you getting this opportunity.
It was literally just the comment on the video that they posted of her asking for a title fight. My buddy Joe the Party, Penn and Phil went ahead and tagged my name on that comment, and there were a few people that I guess remember me fighting out there those couple years ago, and they commented too, like, "Yeah, this is a fight we want. This is a fight we want." So slowly but surely they hit me up and was like, "All right, let's do it." So I was like, "All right, let's run it. Let's go."
Okay, just as easy as that. Because I was going to say, I knew about the title fight was going to happen on the next event. That was sort of something they were talking about. When did you find out? Did you know back then this was a couple months ago, or when did you get the notice that you got the title fight?
I got the notice like pretty far in advance. I want
Oh,
to say
perfect.
almost like had like almost like an 11 to like 9 week camp.
Oh, cool.
Between like it being a thought and then finalized was probably like around 9 weeks. So yeah, I mean it's been a long time coming, and I'm ready to get this camp over with and
Right.
get in there.
Yeah, almost too long in some ways, right? Just want to get in there and have the fight. And then a good opponent here in Hilarie, obviously a veteran, someone that's going to have the crowd on her side. Just stylistically, how are you looking at this fight, and just how excited are you to get this opportunity?
I'm super stoked to have this opportunity. It's one of those things where it's like levels to your career, right?
Mhm.
So I did my amateur career. Cool. I'm pro now. Cool. All right. Went through a fight win streak on the regional scene. Cool. All right. Let's get a title fight, and then after that, the UFC. So it's like I'm seeing my journey unravel, and it's probably the coolest thing that I've had happen to me. So it's awesome. And as far as like the fight goes itself, yeah, she's a vet in the sport, but I mean she's been in the sport for a long time, so she's seen different things and stuff like that. But the thing with these new generation of fighters like myself, like we're throwing different things in the mix. We're a different breed at this point, especially me. Like the way I've trained for this fight and every fight before this, it just makes me personally stand out. And I'm excited to go in there and kind of see where she's at and stuff like that, and just slowly start breaking her down through the rounds.
Take me through camp a bit. Who've been some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this one?
So luckily enough, we've had Alice Ardeline, who is in the
Of
UFC right
course,
now.
yeah.
She's got a fight coming up next the weekend after mine. So she came down for a month for her camp, and she's been basically my main training partner. She's been absolutely awesome. It's so nice to have someone in the gym like at that level to give you different looks and to be able to push you too. UFC it's a big stage, and to be able to train next to someone that's on a stage like that already, and to be able to go through a whole camp doing exactly what she's doing is awesome, and she's helped out a lot. I've had also our 145er Kat Nelson. She's given me a lot of looks too. She's one of probably the best people in the gym to like mimic your opponent. So even though she's a little bit bigger than me and stuff like that, it's been just so nice to get those different looks and those accurate looks for my opponent too. So shout out to my teammates.
Yeah, good. So a lot of people helping out and getting ready for this big opportunity. What about the weight cut? When does that process start as far as getting down to 115?
I'll probably start like Sunday, like probably Monday next week. I mean, it's not a very hard weight cut for me. I do walk around a little bit heavier than I used to in past camps, but I mean, once you get the science down, you're dialed. And I've got all the right coaches and teammates on my side to help make sure I do the cut right and safe, and everything gets done the correct way. So we're good.
Who's making the trip with you? Who'll be in your corner for this fight? And when are you getting over there as far as your travel and all that?
So I get there next Wednesday
Nice.
because we want to be there before the press conference on Thursday, which I'm really stoked to do too. Um, and yeah, so we're just gonna get there Wednesday. And what was the other
Oh, I was
question?
just
Sorry.
asking who's making the trip with you. Yeah, no worries. It was kind
Oh,
of
okay,
a listen.
okay.
It's my fault
Uh,
actually. That's called a double loaded question. So I said two things there, so it's hard to keep track. But yeah, I was just asking you who's making the trip.
Yeah, so one of my main coaches, Mitchell Chamali, and my wrestling grappling coach, Angel Marquez, are going to go out there with me and Joe, and we're going to go put on a show for everybody.
Yep. And you mentioned it there, putting on a show. How's this fight playing out? How do you see this fight unfolding?
Um, I'm going in there and I've been training for a TKO.
Mhm.
So, or a sub, I'm going in there with those intentions. If it goes, I'm all I know is I'm gonna be on her ass bell to bell. So if she lasts all 30 minutes with me being on her ass that way, all right, cool. Like you know how to survive. But if she makes one mistake in any of those rounds, it's a wrap.
Absolutely. And you talked about it there. I mean, the career has been progressing in the right direction here. Always looks good getting some hardware in the regional scene. What would a win do for you here, especially a finish as far as your UFC aspirations?
I'm super hopeful and almost, guaranteed to be in the UFC by the end of this year after this win.
Mhm.
So if that means going to the contender route, I'll do that. If that means just getting a last minute opportunity, I know those are very few and far in between. But if I get those two, that's awesome. But I'm definitely going to be in the UFC by the end of this year. They can't deny me anymore. 5-fight win streak, 6-1 at that point, title holder. Come on.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, and that's usually what it is. And the timing of this is great too. I mean, we're talking about a fight in May. Contender Series is going to be starting here soon. So,
Yep.
there's really a lot of opportunities here with the victory, which is awesome. And I guess, in general, obviously you said you're going to be in the UFC, but keeping active, I'm sure is important. Is that kind of one of your goals for this year is to just, keep building up that resume?
Yeah, of course. The main thing about this sport is you got to be honest with yourself, right?
Mhm.
And you got to make the moves to, be able to do things and realize things and move quick because you don't have that much time in this sport.
Mhm.
So yeah, if after this fight and everything like that, they say, hey, like, we have an opportunity for you at this regional thing, or you're definitely getting on the contenders. I'm going to go the contenders route.
Yeah.
If I have the options. But if a couple months or a few months go by and I don't hear anything, then yeah, I would start looking at regional. But I definitely feel in my heart and the way that everything's been going and God's plan that I'll be in the UFC soon.
Okay, last question. What's downtime looking like? I know the business is all about training and getting ready for this fight, but what are some of your hobbies outside of fighting?
It would be hanging out with this little girl
Oh,
right
awesome.
here.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
Takes up a
my
lot of time.
yeah, that's my hobby besides fighting. I
What
just
breed
have
is
to.
that, by the way?
She's an Australian Shepherd pit mix.
Oh, cool. Nice. A
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah,
everything. So that's cool.
yeah.
And it's good
She's a
too because
rock.
you get to exercise, right? Because you get to go on the walks and all that stuff. Like such a big benefit of having a dog. I have a cat. I can't really walk him around, but it's still, I'll chase him. So maybe I'm getting a little cardio
Yeah,
there.
there
We'll
you
see.
go. That's,
Yeah.
that's some exercise for both of you.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. There we go. Ari, this was awesome. Thank you for doing this. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, as I always do, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, of course. I would love to thank Retro Grappler and Wave Hugger for helping me throughout mainly this whole entire camp. Nah Dude Podcast for always having my back and just being great sponsors. Impact Body Massage, you guys have been awesome. The Josh the Man Foundation, and all my coaches and mitt holders that have been helping me this camp. My teammates, you guys are awesome, and I'm so grateful for all of you. And I can't wait to bring back that gold.